If you're a true hard gainer and find it nearly impossible to gain weight, the solution is almost always the same. Eat more food. I guess you already know this, but knowing is only half the battle. You see, it's easy for me to give you a simple formula to help determine how much you'll need to eat. But knowing exactly how much you need to eat alone isn't going to put size on you. You'll have to eat consistently enough before you can expect to move the scale. But we've always been skinny for a reason. Our energy needs exceed our appetite, plain and simple. And if you've ever attempted to gain weight, then I think we can both agree that it's no easy task. While most people dream of having this problem, for us, it's a nightmare that we can't seem to wake up from. Does this sound like the issue you're having? In this video, I want to share 5 simple hard gainer strategies that you can use right now to help increase your appetite so that you can eat enough without having to force feed yourself. Are you ready to increase your appetite and finally put on mass, practically on command? Let's jump right in. Number 1, wake up earlier. Have you ever heard of intermittent fasting? Essentially, it's a tool that people can use to reduce caloric intake effortlessly by decreasing the amount of time during the day in which they are allowed to consume meals. If decreasing your feeding window works as a tool to ensure we are not overeating, increasing that feeding window to fit in more calories makes sense. So if you're waking up at noon and going to bed at 11 p.m., then you've got 11 hours to stuff your face. Instead, try getting up a few hours earlier, like 9 a.m. That'll allow you to fit more meals into your day effortlessly. Perhaps you're already getting up reasonably early. Maybe you're just not hungry when you wake up and end up fasting for a few hours each morning. Merely adding a breakfast meal or a shake upon waking can add anywhere from 250 to 500 calories or more to your day. This could be the difference between being at maintenance and reaching that necessary caloric surplus. Adding that breakfast meal may seem tedious for the first few days, but eventually you'll begin to adapt and notice you're already hungry as you wake up. Number 2, decrease protein. When it comes to building muscle and maintaining overall health, there is plenty of scientific evidence that tells us exactly how much protein we need in our day. However, too many fitness gurus whose main plan is to sell us protein supplements tell us we need more than we do, so we pound down protein shakes like they're going out of style. The problem with that is, protein is the most satiating macronutrient of the 3, and it's keeping you full for long periods of time. This is not to say you should follow a low-protein diet. On the contrary, getting sufficient protein is essential for muscle growth. But aiming to reduce your protein intake, assuming you're going over the recommended 1 gram per pound of body weight, while increasing your carbs, will make it easier to fit in more meals and more daily calories due to reduced fullness. Number 3, ditch the seafood diet. The seafood diet. You see food, you eat it. I'm sure you've had a friend or two tell you to eat everything in sight if you want to gain weight. Hell, that's the first piece of advice I got when I started lifting. But here's the problem with this approach. On day 1, you eat everything in sight. You're eating peanut butter straight from the jar, and you're pounding away pizza like you're in an eating contest. Congrats! You've consumed more energy than you've expended. You've exceeded your calorie needs. But what happens on day 2? Yeah, you guessed it. Your appetite is completely gone. You can hardly stomach a cup of applesauce. Congrats! You've eaten far too little to meet your caloric surplus. You couldn't even muster up the appetite to hit your maintenance calories. On day 1, you overeat, and on day 2, you undereat. By the end of the week, you've managed to maintain your current weight. So here's what I recommend instead. You're not getting skinnier, but you're certainly not getting bigger. This is because you're eating at maintenance. So let's say that you're on average consuming 2,500 calories per day. That amount is just enough to maintain your current body weight. Instead of aiming to stuff your face using these ineffective methods, simply aim to eat slightly above maintenance. In this example, it would be 2,600 calories. Adding an extra 100 calories to your day is as easy as throwing in an extra handful of almonds. Now you're in a surplus and eating enough to gain weight without having to drown yourself in food. Number 4, train your metabolism. Most people have probably told you that you'll have to eat 6 meals per day to build muscle. And although this is an old school bodybuilding method that has been disproven, I believe there is still value there. The human body is incredibly adaptive. Going back to solution number 1, a person who never feels hungry in the morning can force themselves to eat at breakfast time for a bit until the body naturally adapts. At that point, you'll naturally become hungry, and consuming a meal upon waking is no longer a chore. Although there's no magic number of meals we must consume daily, sticking to an eating schedule will force adaptations. Thus, eventually, we'll be hungry every few hours, which will help us get calories in. Number 5, homemade weight gain shakes. Sometimes our appetite is not a problem. We just get so busy that we forget to eat. If your appetite is not necessarily the culprit for your inability to gain weight, then perhaps you just need convenience. Starting to include a high-calorie, nutrition-dense shake to your day will make your life way easier. These shakes can add an extra 600 to 1,000 calories to your day in minutes. And because it's liquid, they tend to digest a bit faster, which eliminates the prolonged fullness that typically comes with eating lots of solid foods. Here's a shake recipe you can try. 1 cup almond milk, 1 banana, 1 scoop protein powder, 2 tablespoons peanut butter, 1 cup oats, blend, and drink. Simple enough, right? Now it's time to take action. Implement these solutions and make eating enjoyable again. There's a reason that force feeding is a commonly used torture method, because it's precisely that, torture. So there you have it. Here are the 5 strategies you can use to increase appetite. Number 1, get an early start on your meals. Number 2, decrease protein. Number 3, gradually increase calorie intake over time. Number 4, train your metabolism. Number 5, add homemade weight gain shakes. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up, as it will really help out the channel. Are you looking for a complete, done-for-you training and nutrition guide guaranteed to add slabs of muscle to your frame in the next 90 days? Claim your free copy of our book, Bulk Up Fast. The book has already been paid for, all you have to do is cover the small shipping fee. Just click the link in the description, tell us where to ship it, and we'll send it to you anywhere in the world. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe for more videos. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you don't miss the next one. Peace.